Good morning, everybody. I got you set up here on the back of the truck. Joey Neal wanted me to do a video on how I do my potatoes. I don't know if y'all can see me, but I got it down here on the tailgate. I got these are Yukon Golds. I got 3 8-pound bags, and these are a little bit bigger than what I normally get. So they're a good bit bigger than the normal potatoes that I get. So usually I don't cut them. Usually I like to try to get them about this size or smaller, so I don't cut them. And it seems like they do better. But these are a lot bigger, but they got plenty of eyes on them, so I don't feel too bad about cutting them. So I'll probably just cut most of them in half. Some of these real big ones I'll cut them in quarters, but I'm gonna just cut them, and I'm gonna put them on these plant trays, and I'm gonna let them sit out today, and then I'm gonna either plant them this afternoon or either tomorrow. So yeah, I'll just get a little bit of video of me cutting these potatoes up. So basically just slice them like that. I'll put them cut side down in this tray. Look for your eyes and try to cut where you got a good eye on both sides. So on and so forth. Just repetitive over and over and over, cutting potatoes. But I like to try to put them on these plant trays. Makes it easy to handle. Like when I get ready to take them over there in the garden, I can just set them onto the back of the wagon, or either the back of the side by side or whatever. And, take them over there and knock it out real quick. But yeah, we'll get these cut up, and we'll bring y'all back when I get through and show you how many I got cut out of all of them. Like this one doesn't hardly have anything on this end down here, but the eyes are on this end. So I'm gonna just cut this one kind of weird. I'm gonna cut it like this right here. That way I got that good eye, and there's one trying to come right there. So, and then the other side I got good right here, so it should be good to go. Like I said, over and over and over, just cut them and go. But this makes the potatoes go a little bit further. See, these aren't quite as big as that last bag, but I'm still gonna cut them. I started cutting these, so I'll cut them all. And it helps to have a decently sharp knife, because trying to hack through these things with a dull knife is not any fun. Everybody thinks, oh, cutting potatoes is easy, but potato can be kind of tough if it wants to be. Especially this old hard skin on these things when they've been cured sitting. I got a bag of red potatoes that I saved from last year that I'm gonna plant. They're little small potatoes, so I'm not even gonna cut those. So whenever I get ready to plant, I'll show y'all those, and I'm gonna just throw them straight in the ground. And I may get one more bag of these these gold potatoes. It depends on how many rows I want to plant over in the garden. said, just short, sweet, and simple. And then whenever I put them in the ground out there, I try to put the cut side down. So just set that right there on top of that one. I really should have done this a week or so ago, but as far as getting them in the ground, it's a little bit late, but it'll be okay. We got everything else going on, and then when I did get ready, had a chance to plant them a couple weeks ago, we got a bunch of rain. So, well, not really a bunch of rain, but it was wet, and so just trying to get everything situated, and birthdays and Valentine's days, and me and April are supposed to go out of town this coming Friday. We were supposed to go 2 weeks ago for her birthday when we had that snow, and we rescheduled it because we were going up into the mountains where the snow was supposed to have a lot more snow up there than what we got. So we rescheduled it for this weekend. So we're going up there. I don't know if I'll get any video. I may get a little video up there in the mountains. I don't know. Just depends on what we come across up there. Now when I plant these in the ground, I usually try to space them about a foot, roughly about a foot 18, about 14 inches apart, somewhere around there like that. Seems like they do a little bit better. And I'll bring you some more detail on all of that whenever I get ready to put them in the ground. I'm gonna take the 140 over there and or the 100, I don't know whichever one, and I'm gonna finish off that garden spot with that weeder and kind of smooth out what a disc. I may run over the disc. We did it with the disc one more time, but just kind of smooth it out and get it where it's a little bit easier. And then I'm gonna run the potato plow down through there, cut a furrow, and then I'll take the one of the tractors and run with the fertilizer and go back down through there and put fertilizer back in the furrow. And that way they got a little bit of fertilizer on them, right up under them. And when I put that fertilizer down, I'll put it down with the disc killers and kind of cover that fertilizer over just a little bit. And that way the potato's not sitting right down. So like say this will be the furrow, I'll come back and put the fertilizer through the furrow, and then I'll cover it up with dirt like that, and then set the potato up above where the bottom of the furrow, above the fertilizer a little bit. That way it can grow down into it. That way it's not sitting directly on it, it's there to use it later. So that's just how I cut them up. Now to keep the squirrels off of these things, I'll probably set them over like this here. I'll just set them double decker like this here. And then I'll just set these empty ones right on top. Voila. And that's just how I cut them up. So I'll bring you back whenever we get in the garden. All right. Okay, it's another one of them deals that if you don't put gas in it on the regular, it likes to run out. So luckily I'm right here at the house. I'm gonna fill it up with gas, but I figured I'd show you that cut up real good. There's still a little bit of green down here. I'm gonna top this thing off with gas, and I'm gonna get that weeder and come back over with that weeder and smooth it out real good. And we'll bring you back. Well, I'm trying to get a little footage of me running that thing across there a time or two or whatever. Nobody's here to film today, so I'm by myself. But like I said, I'm gonna top this off and get a little footage of that, and then once I get it leveled off, then we'll get the potato plow out and the middle buster, and we'll get a furrow cut and get some fertilizer in. So we'll bring you back in just a few. All right, we got the weeder hooked up. So we're gonna it'll get rid of that extra green grass. It'll pull it down to the end, and then I can stretch it around and pull it back in and cut it in on the other side with a disc. So it's kind of, it does a good job of leveling it all out. So like I said, see, it kind of picks the clumps up, but it'll break some of them up. The main thing is we're just trying to get it leveled back out a little bit. So try to knock those ruts out. So like I said, it does all right in the garden. So we'll get a little bit more footage here with this, and then like I said, it'll level it on out pretty good. It's kind of hard doing this filming and doing this in this garden spot because it's kind of small, you know what I mean? So it's probably not going to be the best video footage. So like I said, we'll get this leveled out. I'll show you how it looks after we get it done, and we'll come back. Okay, everybody, I got you set up here. We're gonna run this drag over here again, this weeder. Get a little video from a distance. So y'all hang tight. Well, can't find the grinder. All right, everybody, I got the middle buster hooked up. So it's a 1 point middle buster. I had 2 of these, and Avery talked me into trading him out or selling him one of them. Said I didn't need 2 of them. So last year at Joey's plow day, I carried the other one I had up there to him. So I forgot I need to move that pool bar over real quick. But we're gonna cut this furrow here real quick with this. So I'll move this pool bar over. But it's got an adjustment. I guess it's for if you're on a side hill, your tractor's pulling down one way or the other, you can move it back and forth, or move it in the middle, however you want to do it. So everything's freed up and loose on it. It's a really nice plow. The middle buster's in good shape. The only thing it's missing is 2 little prongs that come off the back to make it stand up, but that's no big deal. It leans up against a post or a tree perfect. So, but yeah, we'll get you some video in just a minute. All right, everybody. I was thinking about moving the pool bar, and then I got to realizing if I moved that handle over all the way to the right, Will was standing there looking at it. He said if you move the handle all the way over, it's going to line it up in the middle. So it's lined up dead in the middle of the tractor. So no adjusting the pool bar in case I want to go bottom plow some more. So good deal. So he's get a little more video here. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, everybody. We got the 2 furrows cut here. Plant gold potatoes in one and red potatoes in the other one. I don't know if I got enough red to get that furrow done, but I got enough gold for sure. But I'm gonna take some triple 19 and I'm gonna just scatter it right in the bottom of that bottom of the furrow. Come back with the hoe and rake a little bit of dirt on top of it, and then put the potatoes in the furrow, and then we'll back the way out over there and roll a little bit of dirt in on top of them. And you see that furrow's cut down probably 6 inches deeper than what the bed of the garden is. So we're going to plant the potatoes down low, and we'll work the potatoes up higher as we come. So when you plant them in the bottom of that furrow, you give them a deeper start with a little fertilizer under the bottom, and then rake a little dirt in on top of them, let it come up, and once they start leafing out, hill them again with the hillers, roll a little more dirt to them, and keep bringing it up. By the time it's done, that hill will be 6 or 7 inches, maybe 8 inches above ground level. So your potatoes, your base bottom of your potato will actually be 12 to 16 inches in the ground. So usually that gives me a lot better a lot better yield on my potatoes in the end. So we just this fertilizer spread and we'll go from there. So. No signs, no measuring, just a handful and scatter it down through the furrow. So we'll come back. This is just a base down there for to get them started. And then we'll come back as we heal them and we'll side dress them. So. Like I said, we'll roll a little bit of dirt in on top of this fertilizer. And again, it's triple 19. I use triple 19 on just about everything. I cut back on the rates a little bit, but in this old sandy soil, we got the nitrogen and everything depletes out of it so quick. We just use triple 19 and it seems to do a lot better. Put too much and you'll burn them up fast, but there's a fertilizer in the ditch. Let me go pick up a hoe and we'll throw a little dirt in there and I'll bring you back from that. So y'all hang tight. Well, instead of using the hoe, I had this little short rake for 7-prong little rake, like a little garden rake. It works pretty good for this. We just run down through there, put a little dirt on that fertilizer, just to kind of cover it up. That way the potato's not sitting right down on the fertilizer. It don't take a whole lot to cover it up. And if a potato does touch a little bit of that fertilizer, it's not the end of the world. Just kind of knock that side wall down a little bit. Cover that fertilizer in. Even though I got all them offset tractors, still have to do some of this by hand and everything. You got to put a little manual labor in it if you want it to turn out. So everybody thinks because you got a tractor, all the manual labor is gone. Everybody's always told me you get out of it what you put in it. So, and I believe that. The more work, the more time you put into something, the better your end result will be. So. We'll walk down this furrow here a while ago, so it buried a lot of that fertilizer on down in there. So. There it is, fertilizer's covered up. So we'll line them with potatoes and cover them up. So we'll bring y'all back. All right, wheel's getting A out. It's got a slack tire on the back there. We're gonna put a little air in these tires and we'll get you back over there in the garden. We'll throw them potatoes in the ground, and like I said, we'll top these tires off. So we'll bring you back in just a few minutes. All right, everybody, we got the seed potatoes over here. Wheels down there. We're gonna lay these potatoes out. Probably gonna plant a whole row of golds, and then I'm gonna plant what red potatoes I got. I may go pick up some more red ones, I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna take these down through there and lay them out real quick, and show you how I put them in the ground. And then, like I said, we'll take that A, and it's got the pillars on it over there already. No hand lift. We get a little video of that going and knocking that furrow over. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, everybody. We're gonna take these potatoes, cut side. We're gonna put down, just like that. Not that far apart. Not rocket science. Just drop it in the ground. They're a little bit closer together, no big deal. A little bit further apart, no big deal. Line doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Main thing is you want the eyes up. I guess I planted them with the eyes down. They still grow, so no big deal either that way. But like I said, I like to try to put the cut side down if I can. So we'll get this row planted, and we'll come back with you in a little bit. All right, everybody. There's the row of golds. We'll zoom out a little bit there. Right there. So we got them lined out. Got that whole row done, and come back down a piece of that row there. And then we got an empty space, and we start right here. There, see them little red ones. They're about the perfect size that I like to plant the whole potato. But we got them spaced out here. That's all I had. I'll get another. I can get a bag of reds tomorrow, and I'm gonna just cover these in tonight and cover all the golds up. I'll leave that part of the furrow open, and hopefully tomorrow afternoon I'll drop them red ones in before we're supposed to get some rain, and we'll have all the potatoes planted. So I used to plant a whole lot more than this, but I cut back a while back. And this is enough for us to eat. These potatoes will last us probably 3 or 4 months, because we don't eat a lot of potatoes. We eat more sweet potatoes than regular Irish potatoes sometimes, but it's back and forth. But these little potatoes will be plenty enough for us. So if I get 2 bushels off of these 2 rows, I'll be happy. So, but yep, we'll bring you back in a minute when we knock these heels down. I'll cover these furrows back. So y'all stay tuned. right, there you have it. It rolls them in the ground pretty good. So there's one right here. It didn't cover up all the way right there, but just roll a little bit of dirt. It ain't got to be a whole lot on them. I don't think we're gonna have a whole lot of cold weather in the next. Matter of fact, we're supposed to have some more days in the 70s than anything. I think we're gonna have a couple more nights in the 30s, but I'll make one more pass over them a little bit deeper and put a little more dirt on that one side, but we'll bring you back. But yeah, that's basically just how we plant potatoes. So pretty simple. So y'all hang tight here for a second and I'll make another pass.